Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are literally popping the hood on our planet to look at the intricate mechanics of nature. It's this dynamic, constantly running engine that we honestly just walk right past most days. But right now, we're going to stop, zoom in, and break down this incredible system to see exactly how all the pieces fit together.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First, what is an ecosystem? Then, biotic versus abiotic factors. After that, we'll hit different types of ecosystems, followed by nature's 3 important roles, and finally, why ecosystems matter. Let's get to it. Have you ever just paused to look really closely at a local forest? Or a pond? Or heck, even your own backyard? If you take a second to really observe, you'll start to notice a network. You see the birds, the bugs, and the plants swaying in the breeze, but you also see the soil, the puddles of water, and the sunlight hitting the leaves. All of these elements are constantly interacting. Which brings us to our first core concept. What exactly is an ecosystem? Well, an ecosystem is essentially any place where living things and non-living things interact with each other. They absolutely depend on one another to survive. And the core purpose of all this interaction? It's right there at the end, to keep nature balanced. It's basically a 24/7 non-stop negotiation between the living and the non-living to maintain an environment where life can actually thrive. So, let's break this engine down a bit further in Section 2, biotic versus abiotic factors. This brilliantly illustrates the clear dividing line between the two main components. On one side, you've got your biotic factors. These are the living elements, right? Plants, animals, birds, insects, fish, and yes, humans. On the flip side, we have abiotic factors, the non-living environmental drivers. We're talking sunlight, air, water, soil, rocks, and temperature. And the real magic here is that the biotic side entirely relies on the abiotic side. I mean, you simply can't have fish without the water or plants without the soil. Let's walk through how this beautiful loop actually works in a forest ecosystem. The trees, our living biotic factor, provide food and shelter. Then, animals breathe the oxygen those plants pump out. Eventually, those animals pass away, and decomposers get to work, breaking them down and returning those essential nutrients right back into the non-living, abiotic soil. And guess what? New plants use those very same nutrients to grow. It is just a brilliant, self-sustaining loop. Moving right along to Section 3, different types of ecosystems. Now, what's really interesting here is how different environments actually shape the life within them. Zoom out for a second. In a forest or a pond, resources are pretty abundant. But look at a desert ecosystem. With barely any rainfall, a super harsh abiotic factor, organisms are literally forced to adapt if they want to survive. That's exactly why you see camels and cacti thriving there, while a grassland, on the other hand, supports sweeping grasses, deer, and lions. The overarching rules of the engine are totally the same everywhere, but the players have to adapt to their specific stage. And that perfectly sets up Section 4, nature's 3 important roles. No matter what ecosystem you're looking at, there are 3 vital jobs that have to be filled. At the absolute base, we have the producers. Think of them as the starting line for all the energy in the ecosystem. These are your green plants, and they literally capture an abiotic factor, sunlight, and turn it into actual biotic food. They're the foundation that everything else rests on. Next up are the consumers. And hey, this is exactly where we fit in. Because humans and animals can't just absorb sunlight and make our own food, we have to consume to survive. We rely entirely on those producers or on eating other consumers just to fuel the engines of our own bodies. Finally, we've got the decomposers, organisms like fungi and bacteria. Now, the crucial point here is that without these guys acting as nature's ultimate recyclers, the whole engine would just stall out entirely. By breaking down dead organic matter, they return those critical nutrients back to the soil. They are kind of the quiet heroes, closing the loop so the producers can start the whole process over again. Which brings us to our final section, why ecosystems matter. Let's bring this all home. Healthy ecosystems are absolutely essential for all life on Earth. I mean, they provide us with our most basic fundamental needs. We're talking clean air, fresh water, food, medicine, and even climate control. We are completely 100% dependent on this natural engine running smoothly. But we have to face a pretty stark reality here. This delicate balance is currently under serious threat. The engine is taking damage. Our ecosystems are in real danger from some very specific destructive actions. Heavy pollution, massive deforestation, and just carelessly wasting our natural resources. And remember that loop we talked about? When we disrupt those abiotic factors, it directly devastates the biotic factors. But it's not all doom and gloom. We can actually do something about this. Actionable steps exist to protect these natural communities right now. We can plant trees to boost our producers. We can reduce pollution and save water to protect those critical abiotic factors. We can recycle our waste and keep our surroundings clean. Every single small action actually supports the larger system.
So, I want to leave you with a final thought today. Now that we've looked under the hood, seen the vital connections between the living and the non-living, and realized why this cycle is literally critical to our survival, the question becomes, what role will you play today in protecting the delicate balance of your ecosystem? I really hope this explainer has given you a fresh lens to view the natural world through. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and keep observing.